All right, let's talk about parallel lines now. So if you have a line going through 0, 0 with a slope of m, and let's say m is 2 right now, so that means 1 over and 2 up. So that's the slope of 2 line. Parallel lines are equidistant lines that never intersect. So if I wanted to graph a line that is parallel to this one, let's see, slope would have to be the same. And now look what happens if I change this b value. When b is 0, you have this same line. So if you look at that line and I try to move the y-intercept, look what happens. So as you change this y-intercept, look at what happens to the line. You have a parallel line. So y equals mx plus b is a line parallel to this one. They both have slope 2, and the y-intercept is this b. So two lines have same slope, means they're parallel. If they're parallel lines, they have the same slope. And y equals mx plus b gives you the equation of the line with slope m and y-intercept of b. So let's take a look again. Y slope of parallel lines is the same. Another way to see that would be if you have two parallel lines. Let's say this is my first line passing through B and D, another line passing through F and E. Look what happens. Look at this triangle BAD. So here's this triangle, a right triangle, because I'm looking at a perpendicular line as transversal. So it's perpendicular to this horizontal line. And now look at this triangle FAE. If you look, there's both 90 degrees here because we have these two are perpendicular to each other. And that means what? If these lines are parallel, then this angle here is congruent to this angle here. This angle here is congruent to this angle here, which means that these big triangle here and the small triangle here are similar triangles. Similar triangle means that the ratio of these corresponding sides is going to be the same. So rise over run. AE over AF is the same ratio as AD over AB. So points where the line intersect the y-axis is called the y-intercept. We can find the y-intercept from the equation by replacing x to 0 and solving the original equation for y. Point where the line intersects the x-axis is called the x-intercept, and we can find that by replacing y equals 0 in the original equation. Two parallel lines have the same slope. Two perpendicular lines have slopes that are negative reciprocals of each other, as we've seen before. So in general, y equals slope times x plus b, where we just saw that b is the y-intercept and m is the slope. So equation of a line in this form is called slope-intercept form because of what it gives you. If we substitute x equals 0 here, you can see y equals b is the y-intercept. So 0b is the y-intercept. If we substitute y equals 0, x equals negative b over m is the x-intercept. So we saw before that y equals mx plus b is a vertical translation of the line y equals mx by b units. So if b is positive, you go up unit b, and negative b will take you down units. So if b is positive, you go up. B is negative, you go down negative b units. So here are some examples. Sketch the graph of the line below. Y equals 3x plus 4. 3 is the slope, 4 is the y-intercept. So we're going to have 4 is the y-intercept. Slope is 3 means what? Up 3 and over 1. Up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So there's your line. Try this line. Y equals negative 2/3 x minus 1. Pause the video here and see if you can sketch that line on your own. Again, y-intercept is negative 1. Slope is negative 2/3. So down 2 and over 3. So down 2 over 3, and there's your line. How about that one? Try on your own. Pause the video. See what you can do. Now be very careful when you have an equation like that. Remember, it's not y equals, it's x equals. What do you think? Most people will see this and try to convert it as y equals mx plus b. But if you're smart, you can use parallel reasoning that we did in the previous example. So look, it's x equals. So instead of rise over run, you'll have run over rise. Instead of y-intercept, you'll have x-intercept. So let's plot x-intercept of 2. And then run is 3 and rise is 2. So run is 3 and rise is 2. And there's your equation. And you can always check by plotting points or rewriting it as y equals mx plus b. But you don't always have to convert it to y equals mx plus b. You can interpret this equation as well. All right, try these on your own.